counsel on this.
Okay.
Brian Evans. Had to change it a little bit as the time's gone along. Most of you know that I am a big pro-police, pro-fire person. I'm for both firefighters and police department. My issue with this is not the fact that we put people out there to protect our parks, because they obviously need it. My biggest issue is that this is a Band-Aid. I did a ride-along not long ago, and I talked to an officer, and I asked him, you guys are paid a lot less than most places if you go. Why do you stay? He sat there for a second, and he goes, well, I can give you a good reason. We have the best leadership I've ever seen, and I wouldn't leave if, you know. And that's because of our, he moved on me. That's because of our police department leadership that we have. That is why we have the officers that we have. Before the shooting, we had 23, or we were 20 officers short, then 23, then 25, now approaching 30, with 10 more, as I understand, actively looking for another place to go. If we want to secure our parks, this is a great way to get it started, but it is not a solution. Our solution is to make sure that we pay our officers. I'm kind of ad-libbing this, so. It's to make sure that we pay our officers. We need to make sure we pay them a living wage. Going back to a paper that I was given, now hiring in Joplin, lifeguard, $10.30 an hour. Firefighter, an EMT, $11.73 per hour. Parks caretaker, $13.51 an hour. Detention officer, $13.51 an hour. And I was in the detention facility. I can tell you it's probably not a pleasant place to work. Police officer, $18.16 per hour. Who does this? If we want to fix our parks, yeah, the people in Joplin really want our parks fixed. If we want to fix our city, that's what the people of Joplin want. They want our parks fixed, yes. They want it protected. They also want our city protected. I want my kids to be able to go outside and play without me having to stand there and stare at them constantly to make sure that somebody's not coming along that shouldn't be there. Our neighborhood has had criminals in it the last, 3 times in the last 2 weeks. We have what I believe is drugs going on the other side of the city limits, shooting going on next to my parents' house just in the last 3 weeks. There's stuff going on all over Joplin. We have officers reporting to issues, and then we have nobody to back them up a lot of times because there's not enough officers. We have people being robbed, and the majority of the time, guess what? Nothing's going to be investigated because we don't have the investigators to do the job, the detectives. It's high time this city does something about it. Try to get back to my speech if I safety and security is critical. We have, having somebody protect our parks, yeah, we should have somebody locking it up. That takes a strain off of our police. I don't know about $200,000 a year to do so. That seems like a tall order that could actually help pay for our police and fire. Perhaps we need to scale something back in our city. We need to look and see where we can find money and cut other programs. The people in Joplin want one thing more than anything else. They want their city safe. They want their people protected. We want our children protected. When I take my kids from the school I work at down to the park, we have to call and have a police officer come to help out, to make sure that there's no needles on the ground, to make sure there's nobody in the bathrooms, to run out the homeless people that are in there. Every single time. And almost every time there's always homeless people there and something there that needs to be picked up. It's time our city does something about it.
Thank you, Mr. Evans.
Thank you.